Hey everybody, my name's Chris and I'm the founder of Luki Bike Adventures, and it's almost spring, it's getting warm, and I am working on another bike. Specifically a fork to a bike, actually. And so I already started on it, but thought it might be a good idea to go ahead and record what I'm doing here. So there's nothing really wrong with this fork, and it is a pretty low-end fork on top of that, so it's not, um, there's not a ton that we can do with this. But it isn't, it doesn't move quite as smoothly, like it doesn't compress and bounce back quite as smoothly as I think it could. And the rest of the bike does have quite a bit of rust. It's not, it's like surface rust. There was a lot on the, what is it called, these stanchions or whatever, and I just used some steel wools, one of my favorite cleaning tools, and I was able to remove pretty much all of that rust without a ton of effort. So it's just surface rust, but it's enough to kind of, make things not look nice, but also kind of perhaps make it not move as smoothly as it could. So I'm going to see if I can take this apart and clean up the spring, put some fresh grease on it, and see if it'll bounce back a little smoother. So that's what we're doing today. So I already started on it. Like I said, there's this little cap here that comes off. I might be able to get it with my finger. I used just a little pick. Try not to damage it too bad, but just pop that off. It comes off without too much effort. And it's just, you don't have to unscrew it or anything, it just popped off. And then there's also a little metal, some kind of clip here that I don't know that this needs to come off to remove it, but it's there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it. It's easy enough to take off. Just again, just using the pick, and it's just like this little, I don't know, I guess spring clip, I guess maybe you want to call that. And so that pops right off. Gonna try not to lose that. Can't make any promises. And then I've got a super long, I think this thing is, I think it's 18 inches. It's probably overkill, but I wasn't sure how long I needed. So I just went, this wasn't the longest one they had. I think it was maybe the second longest. I probably did not need, oh, and it's got a 5 mil. I think it's 5. Yeah, 5 millimeter on the end. Let's see, maybe if I turn this so I can see a little better. But there is a bolt in there. Mm-hmm. When I looked in there, I saw it. Let me lower this. Oh, wrong one. Lower it down just a tad. Yeah, there's something, seems like it doesn't want to go all the way in for some reason. It went on this side. I didn't have much issue. Yeah, so that one it goes in. Just grab breaker bar. And now let's see if I can get this one. There we go. Guess I just needed to use a little force. I didn't want to go all the way in for some reason. All right. I feel like I just permanently have the sniffles. So annoying. There we go. So this actually doesn't look too bad. Does not look like there's a ton of rust in there. Looks like there's a good amount of grease as well. It's still kind of in there. Let's see if we can dump this stuff out. Of course, the side that I wasn't prepared to come out came out. And so there's our spring. And you know, this actually looks fine. It's got plenty of grease on it. The grease is brown, which kind of makes it seem like it might be rusty, but as best I can tell, grease on other places on the bike, once I wipe it off, like it's just the color of the grease. To me, it's kind of weird to use a rust-colored grease, but it appears to be what they used to put this bike together. But this actually looks fine. Now, if it didn't look fine, dropped the other spring. I think another part fell off too. Not sure. I have to look around for that. So there's the other spring. Now, if they did not look fine, we could clean all that out real good, as best you can, just like with a rag, wipe out in there, wipe the springs down, do all that, get everything nice and clean. If it's a part that can be replaced, you know, if it were a higher end shock or shock fork, you may be able to replace some of these parts if needed. I don't see any damage or anything here. So we would just clean it up, put fresh grease on, and put it back together in the opposite way that I just did. And so that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do too much cleaning, but just add a little bit more grease, kind of wipe things down, make sure everything looks like there's no damage, but there doesn't seem to be any cracks or chipping or any real signs of wear on anything. And I'm just going to make sure it doesn't, and I'm just going to put it back. And I think that's probably going to be the end of this video, because why drag this out? I'm not sure how much you'll get out of me just putting it back and wiping things down. So I think that's it. That's how you take a fork apart. Maybe I'll do the next part is part 2 is a separate video. I don't know. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Do the opposite to put it back. And check out the links below. They will take you to our website, and Instagram, and Facebook page, and all that other fun stuff. So you can see, whoops, everything that we're doing and why. We are officially a 501c3 now. So that means that any donations that you send us, you can now write those off as like a deduction or whatever. And feel good about the contributions you're making to help us get kids in Detroit mountain biking. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.